We would like to recognize our special guests. After your name has been announced, please stand and remain standing so that we can recognize you. Please hold all applause until all guests have been introduced. Lieutenant General Lauren Reno, United States Air Force, retired, and Dean of Cedarville University's School of Business Administration. Dr. Chinua, Interim Dean, Central State University College of Humanities, Arts, and Science. Dr. Kane, Assistant Academic Vice President of Educational Resources. Colonel Wetterstrom, United States Army, retired, Association of the United States Army. Command Sergeant Major Puther, United States Army, retired, Association of the United States Army. Major Graves, United States Army, retired, and his wife, Shira Graves. Master Sergeant Newsom, United States Army, retired, Trotwood JROTC Senior Military Instructor. We would also like to acknowledge the parents, Kim Winters and Roland Clark. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. Please be seated. Good evening, Lieutenant General Reno, Mrs. Reno, Dr. Chinua, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that the Marauder Battalion welcomes you to the 12th Annual Colonel Charles Young Military Ball. We're happy to have you here with us tonight. Before explaining the history of the Marauder Battalion and historical significance of Colonel Charles Young, I would like to explain the background of the dining in and how it evolved into the dining out that we participate in here tonight. The dining in has its roots in the shadows of antiquity. The legions of the Roman Empire probably began the dining in tradition when military commanders would hold great banquets to honor individuals and military units. This practice within the United States traces its origins to colonial times when British Army units deployed in the wilderness of America and brought with them the social customs and traditions of their service. Included was the formal military dinner referred to as guest night. This pleasant custom provided an opportunity for officers to gather for an evening of good food, drinking, and fellowship. When America's founders established an independent nation, they adopted much of the structure and social customs of their former oppressors' military, to include the formal military dinner. George Washington's Continental officers must have fully realized the value of these occasions in the promotion of pride of service, high morale, and loyalty. Tonight we are expanding the tradition of the dining in by including friends and family as we recognize the vast contributions that they make to the Marauder Battalion. The history of the Marauder Battalion traces its roots back to 1894, when the United States Department of War selected Wilberforce, Ohio, as a site for the first student Army training corps located at a historically black college. The Department of Military Science at Central State University is the first and oldest Reserve Officer Training Corps program at a historically black college or university. Its foundation was laid by Lieutenant John Hanks Alexander, the second African-American United States Military Academy graduate, and the first professor of military science at Wilberforce University. As the name of our ball suggests, tonight we remember one of our founders, Colonel Charles Young. Colonel Young was the third African-American graduate of the United States Military Academy and our second professor of military science and tactics. He was the son of former slaves, but his patriotism and service to the United States were both exceptional. He served in the 9th and 10th U.S. Cavalry in the Spanish-American War and the Mexican Punitive Expedition. Colonel Young was the first African military attaché and superintendent of the national parks. Benjamin Davis, who became the first African-American general officer, was one of many to benefit from Colonel Young's mentoring and leadership. Colonel Charles Young, John Alexander, Benjamin Davis Sr., and many other great leaders established an unsurpassed tradition of military service in Wilberforce, Ohio. It is our challenge to continue this great tradition. At this time, The dinner service will begin with music brought by the Cedarville University Jazz Ensemble. Please enjoy your meal.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them, and take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry, and how can I go on, dear, without you? 'Cause you took the part that once was my heart, so why not